anything like this. So it just feels like an incredible gift.
And as we do into the 80s, and then ending up in a big...
We were first really terrified, and now I think we're just so excited. I thought it was brilliant. We're putting together so many different, and we are putting our own spin on it. It's gonna be so them to try and get steps ahead of us, and that's just very cool, and it's very satisfying. Starting with Ultron, Marvel really was so excited to bring Wanda into the MCU, and was only really like teeing me possibilities that we didn't know possibilities or not. I looked and we would kind of place Easter eggs in certain places, whether it's just like a glance too long. No, like I really want this to be something that like, that you know, shepherd and that you take full ownership of. And I was like, okay. So I kind of, you know, had to choreograph with this choreographer, Jenny White, who we brought on in Age of Ultron. Bringing that energy and throw it back out. We just had to kind of figure out our own place at the same time while Wanda was trying to figure out her own place in the Avengers compound and finding solace and vision. And I think Paul and I, we both really believed, as much as it's fun to be part of the humor and the playfulness of the Avengers, we've always, my character specifically, has also always, in our relationship together, which is kind of odd in these movies when so much is ironic and funny and fun to watch, but it's also kind of lovely that it's told through their strange love story. They really honed in on all these things that were in my head and all these like monologues and threads and arcs that I kind of just created. And
the crew, it will be really exciting.
I've been playing to the audience, so you tell me when the camera is and I'll start playing to the camera.
So we could really get in touch with how they did it and to be as authentic as we could. They approached blocking and shooting.
I'm a little anxious about the whole live. I haven't been in front of a live audience since 1884.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm a little anxious about the whole thing.
Yeah, I would be too.
Still, I just...
Hundreds of years, 100 plus years ago.
100 plus years ago.
That's a long time. I mean, I've done theater before, but shooting a TV show in front of a live audience was like a strange meta experience for me, because I grew up on the Full House set watching these live tapings on Friday. Doing sitcom gave me so much joy every day. I think it gave all of us like so much actual joy.
It's really different. I mean, it's
High
very
octane.
authentic, you know, late 50s sitcom, and it feels very different.
Allowed to be funny. This is my first time getting to be funny as Wanda. What a gas. I'm very funny.
She is enormous.
I think I have another idea. And then I change.
Now, I've got my Spanx on, my lifts in my heels.
I've got my Spanx on, I've got my flats on,
ready to go.
but I'm ready emotionally. Do you want to talk about your butt?
Yeah, I did want to talk about my butt.
I'm going to talk about my dress first. It makes me have better posture, and makes me want to walk like this. And
I have exactly the same thing, but with my fake
with your
butt.
Fake butt.
Yeah, it makes me stand properly, and it makes me kind of want to do this too.
This?
Yeah.
Style of acting, and you feel so stupid when you're in college. You're like, when am I ever going to do this? No one makes this anymore. Get to do.
Yes!
As a whole is seamless.
So grateful we have Deborah Jo. Some of the more Marvel-y stuff that we did in the finale. Catherine Hahn, consistently,
As the episodes go on,
leads into the stick of a woman instead of trying to play the housewife.
and the courage.
That they were like really funny and really honest and like lovely and beautiful and felt in love.
Should we put the heads together?
This like Brady Bunch, kind of creepily, like not grounded anymore.
It's a magical moment because she's...
Single stage of my pregnancy in one day. That was fabulous. It was so perfect and funny that where I'm trying to hide that I'm pregnant, it's kind of going bonkers in the kitchen. I'm trying to hide my belly from her. I'd have to freeze, and then someone would come on and like put on my coat, and then I'd have to freeze again, and then I'd have a contraction. And I kept making it like a triple take and a quadruple take. Like I just kept keep it. I think we're doing too much now, and let's try and keep it to a double take. And it was the thing that Matt keeps saying, like, go further, go further. And I think that was when I laughed so hard because he was telling me to stop. My memories of the 80s as a 90s child is that I still got to wear these beautiful vests and things like this, and had lots of beautiful hats with big flowers on them. I just missed it, but the 80s were a horrible time of style and hair. But I really actually am partial to this wig, I have to say.
It's pretty fabulous.
Makes me feel like I'm filled with secrets. She gets a knock at the door. It was not something that she consciously did. Different because it's Evan Peters. Even in the 50s and 60s episodes in each, because something has to go wrong in order to advance to the next decade, or else why are you changing the scenario or the given circumstances? These old costumes of the characters, you know, in Age of Ultron, everyone, and I was like, oh, thank God. And now the way we incorporated the retro costume of the Scarlet Witch on Halloween, it gave me so much joy. Like, if you were to ask me 7 years ago to wear that, even if it were ironically, I would be like, oh, really? But now that I have like so much love for the fandom and so much love for the comics, it's so fun to be in that costume. I love you. And seeing Paul dressed like he's and Vision goes out further to where we call Ellis Avenue. Wanda, she has to run through Town Square, a climax. It felt really satisfying to do emotionally, I think. And that just felt really grand.
When someone has ulterior motive, she's the villain.
Usually I'm like one of the only flyers. Like I'm the only one on wire. We all just like, we're always harnessed. Like,
Vision, which is really nice after all this time.
I think the beauty of what Jack Schaefer and the way we're telling it is hitting against it for Wanda's character. The thing that I really love so much at the end of the journey is I'm so excited. I really loved doing the show.
That